Good morning, I would say more good afternoon because of this amazing weather we have in Madrid these days. And let me welcome on stage my good friend Jorge Fernandez Cascan. Jorge is responsible in the global division of global cars in Santander Group of Customer Experience, Innovation and Partnerships. Jorge is an industrial engineer by ICAI, MBA by Kellogg School of Management. And he has 20 years of experience in banking and insurance, and particularly he has devoted most of this time working in two amazing groups, Falabella in Chile and Banco Santander Group in multiple markets. And today we would like to discuss about the amazing trends and changes that we are seeing on payments, and particularly on the new era of digital payments. And what do we mean with this? We are seeing how over the last 5 years, and it's incredible because of all this instability we are seeing in Europe with the international conflicts, with the pressure of inflation, but payments players are continuing to outperform. We've seen that now revenue coming from payments from global banks have increased dramatically. This now represents around, based on our stats, around 10% of the banking revenue, and this is growing. And we'd like to deep a little bit more into this with the perspective of a global bank. So thanks, Jorge, for joining. And let me get started with the first question. So we'd like to learn from you, Jorge, what's your perspective from a global bank on how this whole plate of payments is evolving, and in particular, learning about your view on how this is affecting the dynamics with customers.
Okay, so thank you all. Thank you, Mastercard, for inviting us. So I think it's exciting time for us, and we are quite optimistic in the payments with the payments industry nowadays. For the coming years, it's expected that the payments industry is going to grow 10% annually, globally. But it's not only growing volume, it's also growing in complexity and new players. No? We have constantly new ways of paying that our customers are demanding and are covering new needs for customers. No? But credit cards and debit cards are still the main method of payments globally. It's still 48% of the purchases are still made by plastic card. But for the future, that is not expected to grow much. It's expected to grow the digital version of the cards through digital wallets. No? Digital wallets already represents 30-something% of the global purchases, and that makes sense because especially online, still 50% of the purchases, as I mentioned before, are made enter manually the PAN number. In an e-commerce, which is a painful process, no? So we see that trend very closely, and we are promoting that our customers enroll the cards to those wallets. On the other hand, we have alternative payments arising. I mean, buy now, pay later, some crypto, and especially account to account, which is another global trend. It's still accounting for 6% of the purchases, but growing faster than any other method. But it is interesting to see that not as the e-commerce, where the global players are dominating every market. So I mean, it's Apple Pay, Google Pay, Amazon, PayPal. It's the same players everywhere. For account to account, is more a domestic by domestic, local by local market that those solutions are gaining share. No, we have Bizum here in Spain, Cell in the US, Pix in Brazil, for example, and every one of them have different complexities and idiosyncrasies. And the last method is cash. Cash has been declining since COVID, basically, and we see that it will still decline for the next years. So this brings a new complexity. No, it's a new payments industry. And regarding customers, at the end of the day, what our customers want to do is to pay. and they demand to pay with simplicity, with security, with real-time methods, and they are expecting to have something back from the banks or from whoever is providing the service, meaning loyalty, installments, or whatever. No. So at the bank we are focused on, while promoting cards, also offering the rest of the services.
It makes sense. So we'll see how this trend consolidates. Based on our recent research, we are seeing that maybe in 2-3 years down the road, probably more than half of the transactions that are done in e-commerce may be executed through this digital wallet. So let's see if that trend consolidates. So now, in this complex scenario where we have traditional payment means that are going well, stabilized, but we have other alternative payment methods arising, particularly in the digital space. What's the banking strategy? How you're trying to become relevant for your customers in this move?
So our strategy responds to the threats we're facing, right? So this new complexity adds some threats for us, in the sense that we might get disintermediated with these new players, and we may add being a factory of a commodity, no? And losing relevance for our customers. So we are very focused there. And our strategy is very simple. It has two legs. One is to simplify our product portfolio. Typically, the banks, we were very complex. We like to offer many alternatives, many cards in this case, and we are simplifying radically the portfolio and leveraging on global platforms for a bank like us that gives us a global scale, efficiency, and time to market. And the second leg is to, at the end of the day, to offer whatever the customers want. So whatever they want to pay, we have to make it easier for the customers to pay through that wallet, in that merchant, card on file, whatever. So we are focusing on offering that experience from our apps, from our channels. So in a very few buttons, few clicks, they can enroll the cards with more security and with our goal to be top of wallet, whatever they want to play, no? or to pay. And we already do that with Apple and Google, and we want to move in that direction.
Actually, for that end, I think there are two technologies that are really making the change and enabling a bank like Banco Santander globally to do this. So I'm talking about tokenization and biometry. Tokenization, I think, is going to become very, very relevant. We expect that in the next few years, around 4 to 5 trillion of digital devices are going to be fully tokenized and enabled to operate both face-to-face and data. So I think this is an important trend that is going to enable probably the things that we do together, right? Which is taking me to the next question. So for us, the partnership with you on this is key, and maybe I would like to talk about how you're building the partnership with Mastercard, in which angles, and how this is helping your strategy.
Yeah, so tokenization is key. We agree on that future. It brings security and ease of use. And with Mastercard, it's a natural partner for us. We have the same goals. I mean, at the end of the day, we have the same customer, and we want that our products grow better, grow in use, and we innovate together. A good example of that is Click to Pay. Click to Pay is a solution that aims to ease the use of a credit card or a debit card in an e-commerce, so the customer doesn't have to enter the number manually, and we are working together with Mastercard and the rest of the schemes to develop a global solution. So we are very confident on that, and I think that's a good example of how can we collaborate together.
Absolutely. I think this will become a standard, because this is not just a Mastercard thing. As Jorge said, it's going to become the newest standard of paying in a tokenized way securely in any merchant where you don't need to store your credentials. So I think this is going to be key, and it's good that we partner together. I don't know if you would like to address some last points, Jorge. If not, we can open for some questions to the public, to the attendees.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation and for your talk. You were talking about a bright future and 10% growth in the future for payments. Do you see such a bright future with CBDCs coming? And what's the future of commercial banks, basically?
Thank you. It is not clear yet the long-term future. The short-term of the CBDCs is a complicated debate. We are participating, and we are eager to collaborate with the central bank. We are collaborating with the central bank in Brazil, here in Europe as well. But it is not clear yet whether it will be a dominant way of payment or a store of value or not. I mean, I think we as a bank, we have to be there, and we have to openly offer to our customers like any other method of payment.
Any other question?
Just to revert on the threat side, do you consider Apple Pay and Google Pay as a threat for your business? Because we see them as growing in the payment industry and building kind of innovation, and then we know also that they have a huge cash reserve that they want also to optimize. So I was wondering if at some point they may not become the banks of tomorrow.
Right. So that's a great question. I don't have a straight answer. I mean, it's not a yes or no. It might be a threat in the sense of disintermediation in the future. However, our customers love to use those wallets, and they add extra share of wallet for us. I mean, once a customer begins using Apple Pay or Google Pay, they use more their Santander cards that they used to do before. So that's a good thing. And we want to promote that, no? But as I said before, we want to promote it from our channels, give ease of use from our channels, ease of stopping, for example, if you want to stop the card, do it from our channels, and not only focus on Apple and Google, but also every other wallet that the customers have, no?